What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ, coming to you live from Athens, Greece, darling. And this is NIKKI BANZ Live! What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Oh my goodness gracious, this is so dope. I'm so excited to have you all here today. I got a fabulous blue background before me. Blue like the color of Greece, baby. That's right. Your girl, NIKKI BANZ, is in Athens. I'm in Greece. I am Euro tripping my way over the next couple of weeks. So y'all gotta follow me on Instagram at @TheyCallMeBands. You're gonna be seeing the dopest content from all over Greece and Cyprus. You already know your girl, NIKKI BANZ, is the plug. So I got you. Shout out everybody. What's up? My girl Amani is in the building. Best Tuesday content. Hell yeah, baby girl. Yes, yes, yes. We got Omar. We got wrestling. And we have our fabulous guest Bayan in the building. I'm going to bring her on in just a minute, but you already know the vibes, y'all. This is NIKKI BANZ Live. Every single Tuesday, I am bringing you the most phenomenal conversations with different artists, actors, entertainers, activists, entrepreneurs, and influencers in the world. Every single week, it's a different guest from a different country. And so I'm just trying to bring you dynamic content that is changing perspectives, changing the world, one person at a time. When we can look up to people all over the world and realize that our shared humanity far outweighs our differences, then we gonna be all right. Okay? Can I get an amen? Amen, everybody. So like I said, your girl NIKKI BANZ is in Greece right now. I gotta give a couple shout outs. First and foremost, shout out to Lotus Beauty Lounge in Cape Town, South Africa for hooking me up with this gorgeous hot girl summer hair. I can't lie. It is actually hot girl summer. It's hot out here, yo. It's still summertime in Europe, so it is hot out here. I had to put the 2 braids on, and also for my girl Bayan. Bayan, I know you like the 2 braids, girl, so I had to do it for you. Oh my goodness. So shout out to Lotus Beauty Lounge, who always hooks me up and makes me look so gorgeous. And my lashes. Yes. Y'all like my lashes. These lashes are from the one and only Sharon at the Riverside Mall in Rondebosch. So I gotta give a shout out to my girls, to my peoples who put me on and make me look so fabulous for this show every single Tuesday. All right, everybody. Oh, okay. I see we got everybody here. I see my girl Cindy. Hey, what's up, boo? Cindy is traveling Greece with me. I see Ariana is here. Salom, Azizam. Salom, salom. I see Mom and Papa Bands are here. Hey, family. Love y'all. I'm so blessed to see all these beautiful people here. And I love that we got some of the Iranians in the building because that leads me to my guest today, Bayan Ghahramani. This is going to be such an incredible conversation. You might know Bayan by her Instagram page, Persian Skater. You might know her from her other page, Tahdig Tacos, but her real name is Bayan, and she is just an incredible marketer, entrepreneur, communications expert, and she's also like the sexiest rollerblader, roller skater in California, y'all. I'm just saying, we got so much to talk about, like whether it's the content creation with the fabulous roller skating or her running one of the most insane, most delicious food trucks in all of California, Tahdig Tacos. There's just so much that Bayan and I are going to talk about today. So I cannot wait to introduce y'all to this fabulous, fabulous woman. So without any further ado, it's time to get the party started. I see somebody saying hello from Uzbekistan. Hello, Mutlu Bava Foyeva from Uzbekistan. Welcome. We international, y'all. We got Greece, we got Iran, we got Uzbekistan, we got the United States. We are international right here on NIKKI BANZ Live. Let me give y'all a little drum roll, and I'm going to bring on the woman of the hour. Thank you all so much for being here. I so appreciate you. I so appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in every single Tuesday. Let's get the party started. Hey, yay, yay, yay. Okay, I'm bringing her on right now. The one and only Bayan, aka Persian Skater, aka Tahdig Tacos. All the things. Let's get it. Hey. Yay, 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 yay. So excited. I've just invited Bayan to join. Fingers crossed, baby girl is coming in just a moment. Oh, I see Sai is in the building. Hey, Sai, another one of my absolutely phenomenal guests from India. Just an absolute star, one of the best content creators in India, making amazing stories about people all over the world. What's up, Sai? Always a pleasure to have you here. Gresha is here. Hi, Gresha. Good to see you. Okay, we got Malawi in the building. Like I said, Nikki Banz Live is hella international. All right, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm going to invite Bayan to join one more time. Hopefully, homegirl is going to be coming in real soon. I see we got the Persian persuasion just continuing. My girl Shabnam is in the building. Salom, Azizam, Khubi, Khubi. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So, looks like we're having some technical difficulties, but that's all cool. We gonna let it vibe, let it ride. Bayan will come join us in a minute. But like I said, it's just, so, I mean, I'll tell you all this again once Bayan actually comes on. But I first learned about Bayan through another guest who was on my show, a phenomenal content creator named Upton Saidi. Upton is Iranian American, and he travels all over the world making really cool videos about money, about tech, about finances, like on a global scale. And so Upton did this video when he was back in California one summer about these Tahdig tacos. And if you don't know anything about Tahdig, it's this incredible Persian dish. It's a Persian rice dish where you literally crisp the bottom of the pan. Like when you're cooking rice, you crisp the bottom of the pan, and then you take all the rice out on top, like the regular rice, and then you eat the crispy rice on the bottom. That crispy rice is called tahdig. It has many other names in many other languages. In Spanish, I know people call it con con. So in Farsi, we call it tahdig, and so we love tahdig. You can make different types of tahdig. You can make tahdig with rice. You can make tahdig with potatoes. You can make tahdig with bread. And Bayan is the founder and owner of this phenomenal food truck called Tahdig Tacos, where she literally uses tahdig, like the Persian rice tahdig, and puts different fillings on the inside, whether it's Iranian food or Mexican style or Korean barbecue. And then she sells that with this food truck. And when I'm telling you that me and my mom and my dad searched for her all summer while I was in LA trying to figure out where I could get some Tahdig tacos, we was searching. We finally found her and met her, which is just so incredible and so beautiful to actually just try this amazing food. And what a fun, dope spin on a classic traditional Iranian food to make a taco out of this crispy rice and have the crispy rice be the shell. Just so cool. So cool. So I had to give Bayan all of her flowers. You already know the vibes. Because this is the thing I love about Nikki Banz Live. I love that I can literally just sit here and expose you all to just incredible things, incredible movers and shakers all over the world, doing interesting things, being entrepreneurs, being content creators, living their best lives, living their truths, and living their passions. That's what I love. That's absolutely what I love. And so I love that you all are here. I see Nawar is in the building. Hello, Nawar. Hello, Mukhtar. Hello, everybody. Who else? We got Tani in the building. Okay, we got all sorts of dope people. I love it. I love it. Queen Rosita, happy tears. What's up? What's up, everybody? This is just so cool. This is so dope. And I'm so excited to have you all here and to meet the one and only Bayan. Yes!
Hi!
Hello, you beautiful human!
How are you?
Oh my gosh, I am so
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi,
I can hear
can
you.
you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Okay, good. Yes, I can. I don't know what's going on with my internet.
No problem. I know it's always a struggle with internet. It can always be an issue. Even me here right now, I'm like, I hope my internet stays on so we can keep chopping it up.
Okay, good. I didn't know you were in Europe. That's so cool.
Yes, I literally just flew in this morning, so I'm crazy jet lagged. I'm gonna sleep for 10 hours after this interview, honestly.
That's cool.
Oh, thank you, babe. It is truly such an honor to have you here. And I always like to start off every episode of Nikki Banz Live by explaining to my guests how I know, the people who are on the show. And for you, I love it because I actually got to know you through another guest on my show, this incredible content creator named Upton Saidi. He did a feature on your food truck.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I love Upton. He came to my food truck. I follow, he's been in Europe too. I've been following his page. He's like always traveling, and I love that.
Yes, me too. Upton is such a star, and he literally like did a video on your food truck, Tahdig Tacos, and I had Upton on my show. I know him through the social media world, and so I was like, "Oh my gosh, Upton, who is this? What is this?" He was like, "You gotta go next time you're in California. Go get a Tahdig Taco." I was like, "Yes," because you know I'm half Persian, so I love me some Tahdig, and so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go." And so that's like my mom and dad and I found your food truck in Burbank this summer,
Yeah.
and then here we are.
Yeah, when you and your dad showed up and then you were like, "I'm Persian." I was like, "What?" I was like, "I love your hair because you have curly hair like me." I was like, "I love your hair." You're like, "Girl, I'm Persian too." And I was like,
Exactly. We're so excited. It's just like a match made in heaven. So honestly, to have you on here and to be able to ask you questions and talk to you about your super dynamic career, like just looking you up on YouTube, I was like, oh, this girl has been in it. Like she's an entrepreneur, she's a businesswoman. She'll give you business advice. She'll cook you tahdig. She'll go put on some booty shorts and roller skate. I was like, yo, this girl does it all, yo.
yeah, that's me. I don't fit in one box ever.
Literally, you do not at all. So I would love, honestly, Bayan, I would love to hear in your own words, like, how would you, if you meet somebody brand new, how do you describe yourself?
Okay, so my name is Bayan, as you guys have heard, and I was born in Iran, so I moved here when I was 9 years old. I moved to Kansas first. I lived there for a year, and then I moved to San Diego when I was 10, and I've grown up in San Diego for the last 20 years. And I went to SDSU. I was very lost actually. So I probably couldn't describe myself if you asked me this same question 4 years ago. I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. But the last 4 years, I have just been trying to find myself where I found Persian skater like within me. And I am this fusion of so many different cultures because San Diego is so diverse. And so going home, I was Iranian. I was listening to Persian TV things and Persian music and eating Persian food and dancing to Persian music. And then I would go to school and I was trying to fit in. I was hanging out with all the different groups of people in my middle school, whether it was the Filipinos or it was the Mexican group, and I was trying to fit into all these different groups of people. So I was kind of just taking in all their cultures, and I loved it. I love their food. I love their music. I love the way they party or the way they like do this and that. And so I've now become this like all inclusive human, and like people go on my page and they're like, "Aren't you Persian? Like you're playing Mexican music. You're not Mexican." I'm like, maybe I am a little bit, like just like a little, a little inside. Yeah, so that's me, and I bring that out both in Persian skater and in my dancing, and how like how in like I get into people's cultures and I learn everything about it, and then I do the same thing with my food because I could put that on Tahdig too. Like I put Indian food, I put Korean food, I put all kinds of food like on my Tahdig, and so like I'm a different cultures. Am I still with you? Okay,
Yes,
good.
you're
Let's
with
end
me.
the
You're
live.
talking about how you're so
Okay, good.
multicultural, you're so
Okay.
multinational. You put every type of food on your tahdig.
Yes. So that's how I could describe myself.
Honestly, Bayan, I love that. And I think the way that you're able to honor and integrate into so many different cultures, and you yourself, you know, being born in Iran, then coming to the United States, getting integrated into American culture and what's going on here, and like balancing all these different identities, it really comes out so beautifully. And not only, like you said, in your food, but also in your dancing, in your music, in your, you know, roller skating. And I just think it's really incredible to see how you've embraced all of those different identities. Do you ever feel like do you ever feel like it's hard at times? Are you ever like, wow, like there's so many different directions I'm being pulled in. I love this and I love that. And I also love that. Do you ever feel like it's hard to balance all these different identities that you have?
At first, I thought it was multiple identities. I was like, I don't know my identity. What is my
Mm,
identity? But
mm,
now I've realized my identity is just infused with so many different cultures, but this is just my one identity. I am this one person that can celebrate multiple different cultures and that can actually be a part of like sometimes like I'll like say something in a different language and like someone will teach me a word and they'll be like, wow, you really pronounced that right. And like that gets me so excited because I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like right there with you. And
yes.
so that's what it was. At first, it was very confusing because I thought I had to fit into something. Like, I was like, what am I? Who am I? Like, I'm not Iranian enough to be like when I went back to Iran, I was the American girl from Iran. So I didn't fit in.
Wow.
I wasn't one of them. And then when I would go to school, I was the oh, that's the Persian girl. Like she's from Iran. Like she's not one of us. Like she's hanging out with us, but she's not one of us. And so I always felt like I wanted to fit in and be one of you. But then now I'm like, okay, I'm me and I don't have to be one of anything. I'm just me. I'm Bayan and I show up as me and this is me and I celebrate you, but I don't have to be one of, like, I don't have to be like in this box or anything like that. And so it was hard at first, but then once I realized that, it became part of like this. Like, and I feel like when we get to celebrate who we are and we don't try to be something else, that's when like the beauty and the magic starts to rise. And then I
Mm.
start to meet people like you who are also very unique and different. And I feel like we both don't fit into this one box. I think Optine is probably one of us. And I feel like this new fusion of different cultures being in one person is starting to rise and now we're all becoming like a multicultural like I don't know, everyone's just becoming this one thing and we all get to celebrate everyone's individuality, but we're all part of this one unity anyway.
Mm. Yes, 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 yes. Bayan, you are speaking my language, baby girl. I'm like, we are a united front. We have so many different identities, and we don't have to pick one. We don't have to choose one. We can be all of them. And we've broken through that box. I see my mom is in the comments saying we've expanded the box like
Yes.
100%. Like, and I think that's the beauty of the world that we live in today. It's like there are so many different languages, religions, backgrounds, nationalities, ethnicities, foods, cultures. And so why just stop and say, okay, I can only be one, or I have to do this, or I have to do that, but actually say, no, like it's a big, beautiful world out there. I want to take bits and pieces from all of them, support them, encourage them, try to understand them so we can create a more inclusive society.
There it is. Yes, exactly that.
Yes, I'm so curious, Bayan, because I think your story is one that resonates with so many different people. Leaving your home country, moving to another one, having to integrate, to adapt, to figure out your identity. Were there any like pivotal moments for you when you were growing up that you can like really look back to, or maybe even in your adult life, that you can look back to and say like, this was the moment, or like this thing happened and I really had to, figure out who I was. Like, did you have any of those moments like that growing up?
Yes, I think the biggest one was probably 2019. I had I had turned 25, I want to say. I was like in that moment, I was in that age group where um, some of my classmates or friends had gotten married. They had
Uh,
kids. They
yeah.
had their careers lined up, whether they were a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever profession they had like indulged themselves in. Like that's what they were at that moment. And um, I had opened an insurance agency at the time and I had just sold it. And I had a boyfriend who I had moved in with, who we were like almost engaged, and we had just broken up. And I had gotten this dog who like was supposed to be part of this family I was supposed to create, but now our family was split up. So I was just kind of left with just confusion. I was just sitting there, and I was like, I don't know who I am. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I don't have my career. Like, I thought I was an insurance agent, but now I'm not even that. Like, we tried to like attach all these different like labels within ourselves, and I didn't have any labels. I was kind of left like confused. And I went on this cruise.
All right, last thing I heard her say was that she went on this cruise. And I know we've been having a little bit of technical difficulties here, but I'm sure Bayan's going to be back in just a moment. This is such a critical conversation on identity, on navigating the world, on figuring out your place in the world, especially when you do identify with different cultures, different backgrounds. This is exactly the type of dialogue that folks need to be having. I'm so grateful that so many of you are here having this conversation with me today. I see we just lost Bayan for a moment, but it's all good, y'all. Excuse me. I need some holy water. I'm sure Bayan will be back in just a minute. Don't worry. It's show business, baby. This is NIKKI BANZ Live. You know, yeah, the internet cuts out, then it comes back, then it cuts out, then it comes back. It's all Gucci. I'm going to bring Bayan back on just now so she can finish her story. Yes, Bayan.
Hi. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm on Wi-Fi and everything.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
so I was just saying,
No
like,
stress.
I don't know, I don't know where you guys lost me, but I was just saying, like, I had lost everything. I lost all the identities that I had attached to myself throughout life. So I was no longer an insurance agent. I was no longer a girlfriend. I was no longer a soon-to-be fiance. I was just, and all the different things that I had attached to me were like completely gone. And so I was back to being lost. And I felt like at that moment I had to rebuild who I am. And this time I wanted to rebuild it from the ground up. I wanted to go super deep within who I really am and really pull that out. And I went on this cruise with my mom, and that was my pivotal moment. Was during this cruise. If there's any Iranians on the live, you know who Dr. Holakouee is. Dr. Holakouee is like, he's a psychologist, but he's also like a speaker online who like a lot of Persian parents listen to. Like, he was always on with our TV at home. Like, my mom was constantly listening to this guy. So being on a cruise with him and other psychologists, brain surgeons, everyone that had to do something with the brain were there. And they were all standing around. We had a question and answer moment. And I was the first question. I was sitting right up front. I sat up and I was like, I have a question. I was like, I don't know who I am. Like, I have worked a job every year, a different job every year. I've been in the entertainment industry. I've been in the insurance industry. I've done life insurance, like auto insurance, this, that. And I have finished school. I went to SDSU and I got my bachelor's in communication. Like, I understand that I've done all these things, but none of them are me. Like, I don't understand who I am. And how do I find that? Like, how do I figure out who I am? I don't have anything going for me. And his answer was just like, we all have problems. And like, there was absolutely no answer for me. And so I was like left even more lost. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're supposed to be like this help. Like, I'm supposed to ask you and you're supposed to tell me.
Right.
And so after that cruise, I went home, and I remember I sat at home for like a week depressed, like just laying in my bed, like, what, like, I don't know what to do from here. Like, I've lost it all. And at that moment, and that was the moment where I was like, I have to figure this out. Like, if nobody else can figure it out for me, if even Dr. Holakouee can't tell me, then I have to figure out. I have to figure out who I am. And I just started modeling. I started getting in front of the camera. I started going out and meeting different people with cameras, and I would get in front of their camera and I would let them show me who I am through their vision, through their lens. And
Wow.
I realized I'm a different person in front. It matters whose lens is looking through. So I can't really figure out who I am through other people's lenses. I got to figure it out through my own lens. I got to look in the mirror and like figure out who I want to be. Like, I don't even have to be who I am today. I can work towards who I want to be. And I started working towards Persian Skater. Persian Skater is who I want to be. I want to be this light. I want to be this motivational, inspirational human that gets you out of bed. Like, if you go on my page, and that's what I looked at. I looked at a lot of other like inspiring humans on the internet, and I was like, I want to be like that girl. Whenever I'm depressed, I go to her page and I scroll through her page, and it makes me feel better. It makes me get out of bed. It makes me get out of the house. It makes me get on my skates. Like, I want to be that person for as many people as I can, whether it's one, whether it's thousands. And how do I become that? And so I started going towards my Persian Skater journey, and I started going to car cruises, and I started showing up as who I want to be. And I remember when I was in my toxic relationship that I had gotten out of, during that toxic relationship, I was always told, like, well, you can't do that there. You can't put your skates on and skate through the lowriders. Like, you got to do what that culture is doing. But I was like, I'm going to show up as me during their event, and I'm going to be me during this event. And people embrace that. People embrace that I'm different. And I brought my roller skates to their car cruise, and it has nothing to do with me trying to change what they're doing. I was just showing up as me. And then I started meeting more people who just show up as themselves. Like, in the insurance industry, we had to show up in suits and ties, or else we don't get the deal. But I wanted to show up anywhere. I wanted to show up to work. I wanted to show up to play. I wanted to show up to party. I wanted to show up everywhere just as me, dressed the way I dress, in my short shorts, long socks. Like, and, you know, I get a lot of love. I also get a lot of hate for it. I get a lot of people who, you know, who don't appreciate the way I dress, who don't appreciate the way I talk, who don't appreciate the way I dance in the middle of the street. Like, you, but I think the old me would have been embarrassed, would have felt like I did something wrong. Whereas the new me is like, it's okay if you don't understand me through your lens. It's okay if you have a different viewpoint on life, but this is still going to be me. I'm still going to be this Persian skater who's going to skate up and down and I'm going to dress the way I dress because this is me. And this is how I get to show up in the world every single day with a smile on my face.
Oh,
and that's it.
Oh my goodness. Bayan, I'm like, girl, you have dropped so many truth bombs on us in this moment. I mean, showing up as your authentic self day in and day out, no matter what the environment, what the situation, no matter if there's people who love you or there's a bunch of haters there, like, to do that takes so much confidence, so much sense of self, so much bravery, and so much courage. And I think that's what shines through when you look at your Instagram page. You're completely correct. Like, I can open up your profile, see you skating, see you smiling, see you happy, wearing bright colors, having fun hair. Like, it's like, yo, it's like this person is truly someone who is living their most intentional and authentic life. And, you know, I think it's so incredibly brave of you to say day in and day out that, like, even if people want to hate, even if people don't agree with your lifestyle, they don't agree with your cute ass booty shorts, you know what I mean? Even if they don't agree with that, you still show up like that every single time. I think that's just so inspiring. I think that's something that many of us can take from what you're sharing with us right now. Like, the question for all of you watching the live right now is, how do you show up as your authentic self every single day? No matter what anybody else says, no matter what anyone else does, how do you show up authentically for you day in and day out? And if you're not doing that right now, which I can suspect maybe some of you are not, okay? If you're not doing that right now, how can you move toward that lifestyle? So, dang, girl, thank you for sharing that with us. I think I needed to hear that today.
Thank you. I think I needed to hear it too.
That's why I love these interviews, right? You're like, oh, I'm saying this to answer the question, but you're like, I'm saying this for me. Like, I needed that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. So, I mean, I think there's like building off of that, your Persian skater identity has totally blossomed. It's such a fun page and so much love and so much light. Talk to us about how you actually got into skating in the first place. Like, were you doing that all the way back in Iran? Did that happen once you moved to SD? How did you become a skater?
So, okay, so skating is therapy to me. Skating
Mm,
is therapy, exercise, and it's what I do to spend time with me. So it's my playtime.
mm,
It's
mm,
where I let the child come out, and also it's where I think the best. And so skating actually, you asked about my pivotal moment, and I've had a few of them. Obviously, it doesn't just take one pivotal moment, and it started with my very first pivotal moment, which also came after a very toxic relationship, but it was a
mm,
different relationship. And it was right when I was starting my insurance agency. So at that time, I was again lost. So at that time, I had graduated from college, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with life. And I didn't know what direction I wanted to take this degree. This degree of communications was very like, it was, I could use it in any industry really. And there wasn't a specific way to use it. I felt like, if I had gotten my psychology degree, then I would be a psychologist. But I was a communications degree and there was nothing for it. And so again, I felt lost. I was like, who am I? What am I doing? And at that moment, I was living with my aunt, and I was very sick. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression, and my anxiety and depression had become physical. Like it had become an actual like illness that was showing within like from
mm,
my body. I was
mm.
I was at the hospital, I was at the emergency room, I was having burnouts, like I was just not feeling myself. And at this time, I would wake up at 5 in the morning every morning on the dot with nausea. And my aunt, I was living with my aunt at the time because I was dealing with my tenants who were not leaving. So I was trying to kick them out. I was going to court. I was trying to open this business. I was just like going through a lot of things. And my aunt was like, listen, what do you do when you get up at 5 in the morning? Because I was like, am I pregnant? Like, I was like, what's going on? And she was like, no. She's like, you're not, you're fine. And then she was like, what do you do at 5 in the morning when you wake up? And I was like, I go to the bathroom, and then I'm like nauseous, and then I come back and I lay in bed, and I'm doing that until 11 a.m. And then around 11 a.m., I feel like I lost half my day, and then I'm kind of depressed for the rest of the day. I get some paperwork done for my insurance agency, and then it's nighttime, and then I can't sleep because I slept till 11,
Mm.
and then I'm up till like 1 in the morning, and then I try to sleep, and then it's like the cycle repeats itself. And after going to the hospital multiple times, I wasn't eating properly, I wasn't drinking my water properly, I wasn't taking care of my physical body. And she was like, okay. And she was in the military, and she's also a pharmacist. So she was like, okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you how to get yourself healthy. And so my cousin, her daughter, had bought me a pair of skates that were sitting in the box and nobody was touching them.
Wow.
And we were sitting on my bed as I'm crying, and I was prescribed Xanax at the time. This is not a medical advice to anybody, by the way, but I did not want to take them. And I didn't want to take the Xanax, and I was just sitting there crying over my prescription as she walked in, and she was like, don't worry about it. You don't have to take that. Just leave that, and like we'll come back to it. And I never took it, but we were like, okay. She's like, what do you do? She's like, you're going to get ready as if you're going to get out the door right now. She's like, I want you to go take your shower, put the clothes on that you're going to wear tomorrow, put your shoes at your bedside. And at 5 in the morning, when you wake up with nausea, I want you to get out of the door. And I was like, okay, what do I do? She's like, I don't care. She's like, go on a bike ride, go on a walk, do whatever. She's like, put those skates on. And she like pointed at the box. And I was like, okay. She's like, in fact, go put the skates in your car right now so that you don't have to worry about any tasks. All you have to do is get out the door as soon as you open your eyes with nausea. And I was like, okay. So I did that. I got up, I put my skates on, I put my shoes on, and I got out the door. and I was listening to Mahasti and Haide and these classic Persian songs on my way to the beach to go put my skates on. And then for like a month of like doing this, I was kind of like, you know, it took me a while to get from like my car to the boardwalk with my skates on because I had no balance. And
Yeah.
so during this time, like, first of all, getting out, listening to good music, like all that, I was kind of, my mental state was changing. By the time I was
Mm.
done skating, I was hungry. So then I was eating at 8 in the morning because from 5 in the morning when I woke up to like 8 in the morning, I got up, I went, I skated. And at 8 in the morning, where everyone else wakes up, I was already done with my exercise. I had already been dancing all morning. I was by the beach. So there was just like this therapy session for me every single
Wow.
day. And then obviously doing something every single day, you're going to get good at it. So then I got better at skating. And so by the time the second pivotal moment came, I was already good at skating to an extent. And now I
Mm.
was modeling with it. And I was kind of putting it out there. I was getting in front of the camera with it. So the first pivotal moment was kind of what got me started on skating at all. And it's become my therapy ever since 6 years ago when this happened.
Wow.
I fall back on skating. And to be honest with you, most recently going through a lot of things with my food truck situation, my food truck has been holding me back from skating a lot because I'm spending
Mm.
16, 17, 18 hours on my food truck and I need some time to rest and eat. So I don't get to skate as often. And I feel it. I feel my energy dropping when I'm not skating consistently. So then I bring it back and I'm like, okay, I got to get back on my roller skates and I got to get my energy back. Put some mahasti on, put some haida on. And like, it's my fallback now. It's my thing that I go to as soon as I feel sad or whatever. I'll just go to the beach and I'll get a skate in. And
Ah,
that's it. Yeah.
wow, Bayan. I mean, like, what an incredible origin story for you and your skating. Like, and shout out to your cousin, shout out to your aunt who gave you the skates, who encouraged you and pushed you out the door and said, stop letting your body and your mind like worry you and control you, and actually go out and say, no, I'm the one who's in control. I'm the one who's got this. And for you to just be out
Yes.
there skating early in the morning and skating as healing, that's again another reminder that like the power of play, the power of movement, how critical these things are, especially in the midst of running businesses like you do, especially in the midst of like all the madness happening in the world. Having those like special things that are just for you, that make you feel good, make you feel comfortable, like that's so powerful. And what a beautiful, like what a beautiful thing that you've been able to create out of the thing that is just healing, the thing that's just rest, the thing that's just play for you. Now you've got like this, you know, incredible social media following and pages all committed to your joy and the thing that brings you the most joy. Like that's dope.
Yes. It's amazing. Skating is healing. Skating is very
Yeah.
healing.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even remember the last time was that I picked up some roller skates, but I think I'm gonna have to get out there, you know, after
I
this
see in your
interview.
page you're dancing all the time. Dancing is healing, just like skating. Like, it doesn't have to
Uh,
be roller skates. I feel like just dancing alone and just knowing, like, getting to know your body. Like, oh, my arm moves like this. Okay, my leg moves like that. Just kind of getting your balance. Like on skating, I always tell somebody who just started, I'm like, if you learn how to go forward, learn how to go backward. If you learn how to go left, learn how to go right. And in the process of trying to learn the opposite of what you just did and like teaching yourself, you learn a little bit more about your own body, about your balance, about your like
mm,
self, about your center point. Like, and I think that's another thing that skate figuring out my wheels kind of translates to like my
so last
balance
thing
in life. So whenever I fall off balance in life, I get on my wheels to remind myself.
yes,
Vibration.
yes,
Okay, there we
and
go.
you're oh yeah, we're back. It's all good. I think that the idea of balance, of counter movements, of being intentional about watching your body, watching how you move, watching what you do, that's so powerful. And again, like I just think this is a conversation that so many people needed to hear today. So many people needed to hear that, like, you can play, you can dance, you can do things that bring you joy, whether, you know, it's skating, dancing, whatever it is, and still balance the rest of your life. And so even you mentioning, you know, how you can feel it when you're working on your food truck, Tahdig Tacos, you can feel it when you're not getting to the skating. How do you create that balance in your life? Because I know, I mean, obviously, yeah, you've got the food truck, you've got Persian Skater, you've got Instagram handles, you've got content that you need to create. There's other things you're probably doing, because I know you're just an all-around hustler. So like, how do you balance all of these different things that are vying for your attention all the time?
My passion planner plays a big role in my life. I like to box things out in my schedule, to make sure that um, I spend some time with my mom and dad. I spend some time with work. I spend time with like a lot of different things. So my passion planner is definitely something I refer back to. I had to learn how to say no a lot. Like, there's a lot of times like my friends, like, you know, my friends' birthdays I've missed, their kids' birthdays I've missed anniversaries, I've missed parties. Like, I've missed a lot of special occasions that are very special to me, and I wish I didn't miss them. But I've had to say no to certain things in order to keep moving on my dream, like in order to reach what I've been wanting to reach. So those are the two main things, is my passion planner and being able to say no to things that I would love to say yes to.
Girl, you better set those boundaries, girl. You better
Yeah.
say no when you need to
And
say no.
and it's not just setting the boundaries, it's enforcing the boundaries that is the
Yeah.
hardest part. Like,
I
I
know.
set them. I talk about it. I'm like, I'm gonna say no to this and this, and then when it comes, I'm like, okay, I gotta say no. Like, this is where I actually have to enforce my boundaries. But yeah,
Yes,
it's hard.
yes. And I see Queen Rosita Happy Tears in the chat saying no is a full sentence. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a full sentence indeed. And I saw somebody earlier, Shatar Eli Shari, saying that he sees it, they see it in old people's minds, like in old people all the time, like that desire to move, that desire to get out there, to follow their passions and their dreams. I love what you just said right now, Bayan, about a passion planner. Like, some people have diaries, some people have journals. You are actively and intentionally planning out your passions and your dreams.
Yes.
I think that is
Yes.
just so radical. So for you to be able to be doing that alongside enforcing and setting boundaries, you're creating an environment and a space for yourself to continue to bring new opportunities, your goals, your passions into your life. Because if you keep saying yes to everything and you're not focused, then all of a sudden, like, you ain't going nowhere, right? Like, we're just going in circles.
Yeah, and that's when you lose your center. When you're getting pushed and pulled in every direction, you get super wobbly on like your own center balance. But
Right.
if you have your center balance and then you allow what fits in and you don't allow what doesn't fit in, then you keep moving forward balanced.
Yes, it's all about the balance for sure. And I'm curious, Bayan, like, for anyone who's listening right now who's like, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to enforce those boundaries, I'm trying to follow my passions, but I'm trying to juggle so many things at the same time, and I'm interested in a couple different things. What advice would you have for them, or what would you say to those people who are trying to, you know, move in the direction that you have?
I think reading books is really helpful, and getting coaching has been really helpful. So one of the books that really helped me out, and I see this in a lot of people around me, and I see this online a lot, and it's like, when you try to do something, like, and you try to either do all of it or none of it, like, there's never an in between of it. There's never, I'm gonna do a little bit at a time kind of thing. And so it's like, you see a roller skater and you see them doing backflips and doing this and that, and you're like, I want to be able to do that. Well, it's a everyday consistency kind of thing that'll get you to that big point. And we miss that. We feel like, if I need to lose weight, I want to lose 30 pounds in the next 2 months. It's
Right.
not like I want to lose a pound a week. It's not like I want to get there gradually. So that's one of the things, like, there's this book, it's called The Compound Effect. And it really talks about how one little thing a day will actually get you a lot further than trying to, like, do all of it at once. Like, I either don't go to the gym at all, or I'm going to go for 2 hours. Like, and that was what that was what really got me, was on days where I can't roller skate for an hour, I could still fit in 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes is actually really helpful for me to reach my goal. If I
Mm,
can't send out 10 emails, I can try to just send one before I go to bed. If
right.
I can't make if I can't make a full video for Instagram, I can at least pick out 5 pictures that I want to post next time and just keep them in my saved folder. If I come up with this idea in my head that I can't do everything with right now, I can
Mm,
jot it down in my journal. Like, the power of doing the little things every single day do compound in the long term. And that's something
mm,
that I would give advice on, is if you're trying to build a business, maybe you don't have the restaurant, maybe you don't get to do the thing that you want, but you can do a little research. You can read a book about it. You can do a little thing. You can do the smallest thing for it. And that just gives you like the feeling of, okay, I accomplished something. And then next time you can accomplish a little bit more. And then it adds up to something great. That's how Tahdig Tacos came to be, really.
Ah! Oh my gosh. I love this advice. And Bayan, it's literally so simple, but it's the
It,
reminder that people need, because we have these
yes.
lofty goals and visions, and we want to slay dragons and be the queen of the world, like we want to do these big things. And it's like, just take it step by step, day by day. Like, I love that. I'm seeing NY Janae saying, don't be about instant quick results. That's not healing or growth. Just take it day
Yes.
by day, one step at a time. 5 minutes,
Yes.
on the roller skates today. Like, it's just like, those are the things people need to hear, to just say, like, you are taking those small steps toward your dreams, and the small steps will compound, like you said, into that big explosion, which is so beautiful.
Yes. Yes. Jim Rohn, one of my favorite speakers, talked about how things that are very simple to do are very simple not to do. So if they're
Ooh.
simple to do, just do
Ooh.
it. Yes.
Yes, yes. And I mean, honestly, I even feel that when I think about this journey with this show, NIKKI BANZ Live. It's just once a week, every single Tuesday. But it's like, no matter what, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna be there every single Tuesday. I'm just gonna show up. And
That's
I've got Persian Skater on here today, and who knows who it's gonna be tomorrow. And all these interviews, all these dialogues, all these conversations all come together until one day, it's me and Oprah sitting on the show. You know what I mean? Like, all
yes.
get there.
Yes.
Like, that's the move.
That's and I see it. I see this happening. I can't wait to watch this episode.
Thank you, babe. Hopefully coming soon. Not too soon, because baby steps. But we gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
You are gonna get there.
So, Bayan, look, okay, I have to say, I have been so touched hearing about your journey as Persian Skater, coming into your identity, figuring out who you are as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as an Iranian, as American, all these different identities, that you hold on to. But I have to say, like, we got 10 minutes left of this interview. Like, we got to talk about Tahdig Tacos, because, like, this to me is just like the coolest thing ever. You have a cult following. People love Tahdig Tacos. And like, I was explaining beforehand, before you came, I was explaining what Tahdig is, what the tacos are. I'm telling you, when I first saw that video that Upton shared, I was like, literally sent it to my parents. So I sent it to every Iranian that I know. I was like, yo, what is this? We need to go. We need to find this. And I'm so glad I found you this summer. So talk to us about, like, how did you even have the idea for Tahdig Tacos? Like, spill the tea, girl. Give us the juice.
Okay, so honestly, I'm gonna say it's not about the idea, it's about the execution when it comes to
Woo!
ideas like that. The
Woo!
idea was not entirely mine. The idea was my friend's. So so it was did I lose you at the wrong time again? Let me
No,
see.
you're here.
Okay,
We're
no,
here.
we're on, we're on, we're on. Okay. Uh, okay. So so the the idea came because I was trying to figure out what am I going to do? I just sold my insurance agency. What am I going to do next? Like, and I had been roller skating at car shows. So I've been seeing a lot of these food trucks, and I eat a lot. So I've been going to so many different foodie restaurants, and I was like, you know, nobody has simplified our Persian cuisine other than kebab. Like, I get that we have kebab, but nobody's really simplified that menu for us. And I was really striving to simplify that menu. And I have a lot of creative friends. I have many, many creative friends that I talk to, and we always exchange ideas. And one of my friends was like, hearing my idea about what I was gonna do, and he was like, dude, if you're gonna do all of that, why don't you just sell Tahdig tacos? And I was like, what is a Tahdig taco? And
Right.
he was like, you know, you get like a piece of Tahdig and you put korma sabzi and then you fold it and it's a taco and you just eat it. And I was like, that is the most brilliant thing I have ever heard. Let's do it. Let's get on this. And he was like, no, I have this I'm doing, I have that I'm doing. And like, he like had all these things on his plate. And to this day, when I talk to him, I'm like, are you done with all the things you were doing? Like, are you still ready to jump on this?
Right.
And he was like, he still hasn't been to Tahdig Tacos, by the way. He lives in Las Vegas. And he was like, you know what? You take it. You take the idea. But if somebody asks you, you better tell them that it was my idea. And I was like, no problem. And so I asked, I was like, how would I make so many Tahdigs? Like, how do I mass produce Tahdig? And the execution of this idea took about 8 months to like just figure out how to make, you know, 10 Tahdigs or make 20 Tahdigs, how to make 100 Tahdigs. Like, it took me 8 months of like scientific planning of like, I went to Japan, I went to multiple different places, and I was like looking at the way they're cooking, at the way they're doing things, and like what they're making, and putting together all these ideas to come up with the execution of Tahdig Tacos. So if you have a good idea, like figure out how to execute it. I think one is having the good idea, which I think we have millions of them in our lifetime, but executing it is what really gets you there. And I think at least 200, 300 people have told me in person, online, in DMs, in comments, I had this idea too. And so this wasn't my idea. This is, many people have probably thought about this, but it's the execution that matters the most.
Wow. Yo, spoken like a true entrepreneur, a true businesswoman right there. She said it's not about the idea, it's about the execution. Period. Oh my gosh. But I think for you to be able to manifest all those dreams, all those realities of all those people in your DMs, even your friend saying, make Tahdig tacos. And you're like, okay, I'm actually going to do it. I'm actually going to figure out how. I'm going to research. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to put in the effort and figure out how to do this thing. I mean, because even for me, even when I first saw it, I was like, but how does she make so much Tahdig? That was awesome.
That's everyone's first question. That's everybody's first. That was my first question. Yes. How do I do that?
I know. I'm like, anytime I try to make Tahdig on the stove, I'm like, slow cooking for 30 minutes, and then it doesn't even come out straight. I have to chip it off, and I'm like, oh man. I'm gonna come shadow you for an afternoon. I'm gonna learn the secrets. I'll sign the NDA, but I want to learn the secrets.
You got it.
Oh my gosh. So talk to us about the vision for Tahdig Tacos. I mean, you've got a food truck right now. You go around Irvine, you're in San Diego, you're in LA, so you definitely move around California. You know, where do you see Tahdig Tacos in 6 months or in a year or in 5 years?
So Tahdig Tacos started as a food tent and it's now grown to a food truck after 3 years. And it's been operating as a food truck for a year. So learning to make Tahdig Tacos was part of the process of my growth, but also managing a food truck and a mobile food business in general. Like, that's definitely been a learning curve for me. And I think I still have a lot of growing to do to get to this point, but I see Tahdig Tacos being in multiple states in the US and serving many different cultures. So I envision bringing more items on my menu that are diverse, that are very different. I'm getting a lot of hate, obviously, right now because I have vegan korma sabzi, I have vegan fesajun. And Iranians, if you go read my comments, it's like, that's Iranian food and you're changing it up and you're making things different. And change is always not accepted by everybody. So it's definitely, I get a lot of hate on my Nutella Tahdig, which is, I think, one of the bombest things I've ever tasted in my life. And
Yeah.
and so I definitely see more items on the menu coming that are diverse, like that are completely something that's never been heard of before, never been done before. And I also see multiple locations. But in the most near future, I hope by next summer, I see myself taking my one food truck and traveling with it from San Diego, going up to San Francisco, going up to like Seattle, like going across maybe to New York, or maybe going down to Texas. Like I see myself just traveling with my food truck because I really enjoy meeting people across that are part of my cult, that are part of my following, that have been following me for years and have watched the growth of my business. And I love meeting everybody face to face. I love being at that window and like just like face to face seeing people. So I see myself in the most near future taking my food truck up myself, and then in the future opening multiple locations where other people can come and try the food.
Ah! Oh my gosh. Girl, the way we are about to manifest this for you all the way right here, right now. Like for real, I love this idea. Taking Tahdig Tacos all over the United States and the world. I'm ready. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna ride with you. Honestly.
Yes.
I love this. I mean, honestly, for the people who are watching right now, whether you're tuning in from Texas, from New York, from Mississippi, from Nebraska, like Tahdig Tacos coming to you very soon.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, like just being able for you to like speak it into existence right now, to say that out loud, putting it out there into the universe, this is how it starts. You say it out loud, you say it here, and then we continue to work hard and grind toward those things. And then all of a sudden, like you said, day by day, one city at a time, one little push every single day, and then it compounds into, you know, a nationwide or a worldwide tour.
Yes, that's it. A worldwide tour. That's what I want.
Yeah, next time you'll be selling Tahdig Tacos here in Greece with me.
Oh, yes, I would love that. I actually do want to put gyros on the Tahdig one time too. That would be so good.
Gyros on the Tahdig one time. Yes. I see my friend Donna today in the chat saying, one skate at a time. Yes, that's correct.
One skate session at a time.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Bayan, I've been so inspired by so many things that you said and shared today. And so I just want to ask you, I know we only have a couple minutes left. I know you got food trucks to run and skating to do and all the things. But for those of us here, your friends, your fans, your followers, what can we be on the lookout for? And how can we continue to support all of the amazing things you're doing? Give us all the plugs. Give us all the shout outs. Like, tell us everything we should be following so we can continue to support your amazing work.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for having me here. And it's been such a pleasure speaking to you. And I'm so happy to now know you. So
likewise.
For my for my pages, I would say Persian Skater and Tahdig Tacos are the best ways to support me. I am trying to grow my TikTok, which I'm not very familiar with. So if you guys could go support me on TikTok and give me a follow there. It's the same usernames. And to look out for, I hope to be skating at more car shows soon. And I hope to bring my food truck to LA more often. And for my food truck, I think just follow it and see what events come up, and be on the lookout for new items on the menu, because that's what I'm working on.
Oh, okay. New items on the menu. Okay, I'm gonna come back to California just so I can find the truck and like get some new items. I love it. Like when my parents and I went, we got like the classics. We got the Gorma Zabzi, we got the Baby by them June, the Fest in June. I was like, we got the classics. So next time I want to try like the Korean barbecue. I gotta try the Nutella. I need to get creative, you know.
We just had a kebab event this last Sunday, so we had kebab on Tahdig, and that one was like amazing.
Delicious, mouth-watering. I'm gonna go find an Iranian restaurant in Athens now, just to get that. I need it now. We've been talking about Persian food. I need it. Oh my gosh. Well, yo, look, everybody, if you're not following Bayan yet on Instagram, on TikTok, on social media, literally go to the top of your screen, hit that little white arrow at the middle of your screen, go follow her at Persian Skater and her incredible food truck at Tahdig Tacos Official. Just go and follow and just get involved. Honestly, Bayan, I love everything you're doing. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with us, for sharing your story, your background. It's just like so good when you see people online. You never know what they've been through, what they're going through. So to actually hear you talk about your identities and how you've merged all of them to create these beautiful identities and these beautiful platforms that you have, it's so inspiring. So thank you truly for being merci, Azizam. Merci. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is NIKKI BANZ live every single Tuesday, bringing you dope interviews with amazing artists and activists and entertainers and entrepreneurs from all over the world, here with the one and only Persian Skater. We'll catch y'all next time right here on NIKKI BANZ live.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, babe. Khudafez.
Khudafez.